This is our predictions for the 12 hours of Sebring in 2025. This is round 2 of the IMSA WeatherTech series. Myself and David are here covering our top 3 for each of the individual classes. So that's GTD, GTD Pro, LMP2, and finally the premier class of GTP. As we go into our predictions later on in this video or live stream, whichever you're watching, feel free to let us know in the comments below who you think is going to be winning the 12 hours of Sebring across the 4 classes that are present in this upcoming event. So, GTD. David, who do you think is going to win? And who do you think is going to finish in second? And who do you think is going to finish in third? What's your top 3?
Well, Jonah, I put honestly one of my favorite cars in the GTD field to win this race is the Windward Racing number 57 Mercedes. I really like that car. Really did well last year in the whole championship. So I want to see them have some success. Then Iron Dames in second. They deserve a good result. They are back in the Porsche, a car that they have had great results with before. And at Daytona, they were really close, but just missing out of a really great result. I think they'll get it this time around. And in third place, Heart of Racing. I don't think they'll do that well in GTP, but in GTD they'll do extremely well and finish third with the number 27 car.
I like this prediction a lot. Windward Racing back-to-back. Of course, they won last year in GTD. I also expect the Mercedes to be a fast car. Iron Dames in second, like that a lot. A big fan of that Iron Dame squad. Yeah, and then third, Heart of Racing. I like that as well because this team is a very experienced team that Aston Martin has proven to be quick, and I think they're always somewhat up there. So I definitely could see that. With your prediction now out of the way for GTD, I'll move into mine. For me, I've picked another Mercedes to win, but not the Windward Racing car. I've predicted the Korthoff Competition Motorsports Mercedes. This would be their first win since, I believe, VIR last time out in 2024. For second, I've gone with the Turner Motorsport BMW. That's the number 96 car. This car seems to always get in the top, and I expect this one to once again be up there. And finally, in third, I've gone for last year's race winners, the car that you predicted to win, David, the number 57 Windward Racing Mercedes. I think it's going to be a double podium for Mercedes, and this just highlights my claim that the 3-pointed star are going to be up there fighting for wins, and they're going to be getting a good result. Let's move on to GTD Pro, and I want to see who you've predicted in the top 3. And by the way, viewers, David hasn't seen my predictions, so this is new news for him. But I'll hand it over to you. Who do you think is going to win?
I mean, I mentioned before that I would like to see Corvette and BMW continue fighting, and I put Corvette to win Sebring, more exactly the Pratt Miller number 4 car. I want to see Corvette do well. I love that. I mean, as a fan for many years, I've seen Corvette do well a long time. And remember back when Jan Magnussen was driving for them and just fighting it out at Laguna Seca. And now we have drama with BMW instead. So also no surprise I put Paul Miller, different BMW, but Paul Miller in the number 1 BMW to finish second. And the fan favorite, AO Racing, Rexy, number 77, to finish third. I think Porsche will do well. Never sleep on Porsche in endurance racing.
So here's my prediction for GTD Pro. I've gone with Pfaff Motorsports to take the win with their Lamborghini, the number 9 car. A little bit of a bold prediction, I must say. But I've gone for Pfaff Motorsports in first for GTD Pro. Multimatic Motorsports with their number 64 Ford I've put in second. I mean, Ford have been on a roll recently. I think that they could be really strong with the GT3 entry, either the 65 or the 64. Of course, it was a double Ford podium last time out at Daytona, and I expect them to be once again strong here at Sebring. So that's why I've put the 64 entry in second. And in third, I've gone for the exact same prediction as you, David. I've put the Rexy AO Racing Porsche. I would love to see Rexy on top, and I think he deserves it as well. I mean, the poor little dinosaur, his entire front teeth were taken out. Rexy now has braces. Went to the orthodontist. It was a little story over on Instagram and social media from AO Racing that Rexy now has braces after the contact, I believe, with the number 69 Get Speed Mercedes. Check out the social media post. I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, Rexy's got the braces. Maybe that'll give him an extra ability to fight and get a good result. So I think the champions from last year, AO Racing, deserve a good result at Sebring.
I mean, I love the fact that they put gold tooth in the front, and who wasn't a bit sad to see the front of Rexy get destroyed with the get speed contact. I mean, I love that car, and I think it's again together with Iron Dames and Spike in some way also in LMP2. It's a fan favorite. People like that car, and it just the plus that it does well racing wise as well. Of course, winning last year.
That moves on, I guess, to our next set of predictions. This is the secondary prototype class of IMSA LMP2. Now, for me, I find LMP2 the most difficult to predict. It is so competitive, it is so unknown, and especially with an event like Sebring, it's really hard to say like this entry is going to be quick or this entry is going to be slow or whatever. It could really be any of the 12 cars that are competing this year. So David, I'll hand it back over to you. Who do you think is going to win and finish throughout the top 3 in the P2 category?
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a guessing game when it comes to LMP2, and for me, I'm just going off what I've seen for years before. So I'm gonna put TDS in first place. I've seen them do well here at Sebring, and I think they'll do that this year and win the race. AO Racing in second. Spike, I think it's gonna be a really good day for AO Racing in general. Third place in GTD Pro and a second place in LMP2. That's something you can be happy about. Yeah, AO Racing in second. And Riley, we mentioned him before when we talked about Lamborghini. I see them doing well here. In LMP2. They were competitive also at Daytona, also with AO Racing. So I see them being 2 of the top teams for LMP2, and then just TDS doing a great job here at Sebring before, and I'll see them do that again.
So I guess I'll move on to my prediction now for LMP2. For the win, I've gone with Spike, the AO Racing LMP2 entry, to win his first and AO Racing's first LMP2 victory. In second, I've gone for Inter-Europol competition, the number 43 car, to finish runner-up. I think they're going to have a really strong event here at Sebring. And then finally, in third is Tower Motorsports. I think it's time for redemption after what happened to them at Daytona. After the Daytona win was taken away from Tower Motorsports, to come here at Sebring, they need a good result. And what better place to get that result than to achieve it at the place that they won in LMP2 in 2023, and not just that, they finished on the overall podium. They are the only LMP2 car to finish on the overall podium in this GTP era. That was, of course, because of the chaos that unfolded across that 2023 event. And yeah, it was just a really good race for Tower Motorsports. They finished third, of course, and with the win. And I think that they need a good result, and I think this would be the best place for them to achieve that. David, I echo your words. As you said, in general, AO Racing is going to have a really strong race, and I think that they are going to have a really strong race across both categories. GTP, let's talk about it. We, of course, have covered GTD, GTD Pro, and LMP2, but the main class in IMSA, the flagship category, is GTP, Grand Touring Prototype. We have a lot to say when it comes to this category, and it's really hard to predict this one as well, considering how close and competitive this prototype grid is. But yeah, I guess let's get straight into it. There's not much more to say. David, who do you think is going to take the top 3 spots in GTP, and with that, the overall win?
Well, I predicted them to win last time at Daytona. I predicted them to do well, and I hope this is third time lucky for me, because I'm going to predict BMW to win here at Sebring. It's a car that has come out here in 2025 really flying. BMW was the fastest car throughout the whole of Daytona, and then really well at Qatar. So I see them winning here at Sebring. Porsche, I mentioned it before. Finishing second, I see Porsche either finishing first or second throughout this IMSA championship. I think Porsche is the car to beat right now in IMSA, and they'll show that here at Sebring as well. And then I think a bit of a comeback for WRT and Cadillac. Cadillac not having the greatest Daytona and not having the greatest Qatar as well. This Cadillac curse at WEC staying there, and I hope they don't bring it over here to IMSA because I really like that car. So let's bring Cadillac up in the fight again with a third place finish here.
Yeah, I definitely like this prediction a lot. I mean, Cadillac, Porsche, and BMW, 3 different manufacturers. BMW for the win with that really classic livery. You know, you got that 50th anniversary that they're celebrating for BMW North America. I would definitely like to see WTR Cadillac on top. Wayne Taylor Racing, of course, with the number 10 entry. You put them in third. I think that they could definitely be up there. And Porsche Penske as well. You know, I mean, they won Daytona last time out. You've predicted the number 6 car to finish in second. And I think that no matter what, they're going to be up there as well. So we'll see. But honestly, even though you've put Porsche Penske up there for the first time in any prediction, as this is a good transition point to mine, I've not put Porsche Penske at all on the podium. And I think that's a little bit of a bold prediction for me. And yeah. I'll just say that keep an eye, viewers, as I release this on the third place. It's a little bit of a bold prediction, but we'll see how it goes. So here's my GTP winners and top 3. I've predicted the number 60 Meyer-Shank Racing Acura to take victory. I think it's going to be a double win for Acura. Of course, they won last time out at Sebring. I think that Meyer-Shank Racing is going to hit the ground running, and I think they're going to do it again. They're going to deliver Acura that second Sebring win in history, if I'm not mistaken. In second place, I've put the Whelen Cadillac from Action Express Racing in second. I think that entry, after the massive incident it had at Sebring last year with Pipo Derani behind the wheel, really took them out of contention for the win, and it was really just a difficult race for them, considering the fact that they were in the lead, they were dominating, they were out in front, they were likely going to win again, or likely be in contention again towards the nighttime hours. So I want to see them get redemption and get a good result. And in third, I've put a Porsche 963, but not the Penske entries. I've put the number 5 Mustang Sampling Proton Competition Porsche in third. I think this is finally time for Proton Competition to get success in IMSA GTP. It's time for the privateer 963s to take the fight to the factory cars and be in contention. The only time that the Proton Competition Porsche was on the podium was in its debut season in GTP at Motul Petit Le Mans. I think that Sebring is going to be a little bit chaotic, and I think that something could happen. And if I was to do a bold prediction, this would be the race to do it. So there's my bold prediction. Proton Competition in third with the number 5 Mustang Sampling Porsche. And there's a little bit of bias as well. This is my favorite livery across any hypercar and GTP entries. And with Proton kind of slipping back into the Michelin Endurance Cup rounds only, it's going to be some time till we see this car again. The next time we're going to see it is after Le Mans at Watkins Glen. So this is kind of the last time for Proton Competition to get a big result. So I don't know. I want to see it.
I could see it happen. Proton Competition doing well in WEC. And Julian Andlau are just a crazy fast driver. Proton Competition could easily finish in third. It's just about being there on the day and taking the fight to the Porsche Penskes.
Those are our predictions for the 12 hours of Sebring in 2025. Great predictions from both of us, and let us know in the comments below who you think is going to take the win here at Sebring.